Welcome back to the 2010 WCG Grand Finals for Warcraft 3. We have Grubby as Orc versus ReMinD as Night Elf. And Kevin, you being the Orc player, what do you feel about Ancient Isles as the first map? Is it more Orc balanced or more towards Night Elf?
I think it's quite okay for ReMinD, but Grubby has shown in the past already he has a lot of interesting creep routes on this map. What is going to be really important for ReMinD is that he's going to have Wisp at certain locations. Certainly at the Goblin Laboratory, which drop the strongest items on the map, but also Orc players tend to creep the Goblin Mercenary whenever they can. Also hire a Troll Berserker. If they would be able to get away with that and get that fast level 3 Blade Master, it would be a really big deal for the Orc player. Basically what ReMinD has to do is he has to scout excellent, he has to try to harass on tier 2, but if Grubby would go for the Shadow Hunter as the second hero, he just has to be really careful that he doesn't lose his heroes in the process while harassing, and that's what it's pretty much going to come down to.
Yeah, we do see Grubby in red there at the 5 o'clock position. Some fans right there. And then we do see ReMinD at the 11 o'clock position in blue, just doing some standard openings right here.
Wow, this is not standard from Grubby what I've seen at all. He's going for a really instant scout. I've never seen anything like this. Perhaps he's going for a barrel rush straight away, or he's going to pull creeps with something like it. He does lose a little bit of economy with this though, and that's very unusual in Warcraft 3. You don't do that. Look at this. He's only having now he has 4, but he had 3 peons on his gold mine already. And that's not a lot. So this is very unusual. This is something very new. Obviously something he thought out about. And I'm going to be pleasantly surprised by whatever he's going to do with it.
Yeah, I like Grubby's play here, definitely. We did see versus Lin yesterday. He didn't do the exact same thing, but he did manage to pull that creep and kill the shop, which definitely hurt Lin early on. I think he's going for kind of the same thing. If this Ancient of War does fall down, ReMinD's going to only have 1 hero, and that's going to be very tough to defend for ReMinD.
Yeah, if Grubby would go to ReMinD's base then straight away with the Blade Master, with the Demon on, with the Blade Master and 1 Grunt, it's going to be pretty tough for ReMinD. You can see he's pulling the creep, the first creep already. It's not working totally though, so this is not nice for Grubby at all. There we go. Now the other creeps are coming in as well, and Snag going off on that peon over there. That peon is going to fall down, but the creeps are really not taking that much focus fire on the Ancient of War. Perhaps ReMinD built it in a kind of safe position, so this was okay. There we go. There Grubby loses the scout peon, and this is not what Grubby would have expected from it. At least that's what I can only think.
Yeah, I mean that didn't really do too much. It kind of hurt Grubby's economy to mine that gold, and right now Grubby is at 15 food and ReMinD is at 18, so I'm curious to see what's going to happen there.
Yeah, that's unusual. Perhaps Grubby is going for a longer tier 1 play. That's the only thing I can relate to. If something like this wouldn't work, perhaps he's going for a war mill and going for a tier 1 trial rush. That's something he used to do at Ancient Isles back in the days. But I mean, the more elves practice against it, the better they got against it. And it's really kind of risky strategy, and it's also very all in. If something like that doesn't work, it's game over straight away.
Yeah, definitely. We do see ReMinD over here creeping that Ogre Manji, trying to get this creep down. The Blade Master is out for Grubby, so I'm sure he's going to try and run over there and do some harassment right here. Does get the Claws of Attack for the Demon Hunter. Probably a very good item for him to increase that damage.
Yeah, definitely it's a good item always. On the Blade Master even more, but definitely on Demon Hunter too. Grubby's selling his Town Portal once more, as we know he likes to do in Orc against Night Elf, and he likes to do in basically Orc Mirror as well. See ReMinD moving his Ancient War back to his base. Grubby is probably going to try to do a couple of hits on that Archer, but that Archer is going to be in range of this Moonwell, so it's going to be able to heal up. Grubby perhaps looking to kill a couple of Wisps, but look at ReMinD's Wisp placement. They are like in between all those trees, so it's pretty much impossible for the Blade Master to attack them. So excellent by ReMinD.
Yeah, definitely good by ReMinD. Doesn't get the mana burn off there, so good by Grubby. They just get out of there, did what he wanted to do, made ReMinD use a little bit of Moonwells. Definitely a good play by him.
It would be nice to have a look at Grubby's base though. We are not controlling the camera, so we can't really check those things, but I'm curious to see what Grubby is actually doing. He is at 23 supply right now, ReMinD still 21. There goes one unprotected Wisp. Actually, wow, very fast Dispel. So the Blade Master already has no more mana. That's fairly nice for ReMinD. Right now, ReMinD knows where Grubby is going to go with his Blade Master. He's going to be able to keep track on him, and he's also going to be able to creep himself fairly safely because he knows that there is no Blade Master in Windwalk. So he can just creep, and whenever the Blade Master does engage, he can see it coming, and that's going to give ReMinD at least a little bit of comfortable zone.
Yeah, that's definitely very good for him. Grubby is still at level 0, no creeps yet, and ReMinD is going to be level 2 very soon whenever he kills a creep right now.
You should have been doing that as well, man.
I know, we should.
See, Grubby still has no experience on his Blade Master, but that's pretty much that's a logical thing. After you go for an harassment and you know that you're gonna get like mana burned at least once or twice, you know that the Blade Master has vision on you, and then the Demon Hunter has vision on you, and you can't really creep anything spectacular. See Grubby running around. Well, perhaps he's actually going to try to creep that Goblin Laboratory. What I mentioned earlier straight away. That's going to be very risky though. ReMinD doesn't have a Wisp out, so perhaps Grubby's going to be able to pull this off. ReMinD is going to scout it right now, but ReMinD could actually get there in time, and he's going to lose like one grunt. You can see this grunt doing quite some damage. The Blade Master just being level 1 doesn't really have that much damage output, but Grubby's at least going to be able to creep this main creep. And what item is he going to get? This is going to be game breaking here, perhaps a Mana Stone. That's good for late game. Early game it's not going to happen too much, but wow, look at this. ReMinD is going to put pressure on Grubby's base. I'm really not sure if this was the correct decision by Grubby to do.
Yeah, that's quite a risky move by Grubby. He's going to lose that third burrow. I mean, how crucial is that to keep that burrow alive? We did see the Demon Hunter getting surrounded there, but he did have to move that peon.
Yeah, no, this Demon Hunter is still fairly safe. Yeah, Grubby's not only having to cancel that burrow, he's also not getting any lumber right now, and that holds him back a little bit. ReMinD actually sees the Blade Master right there. He will probably check the inventory, and he's like, okay, you have a Mana Stone. I know what you... This is perhaps good actually. Wow, they're very, very close. Grubby does have the boots of speed though. ReMinD is going to try to chase him, but he shouldn't go in there because Mana Burn is not going to be able to do any damage. This actually might get really risky. Perhaps Grubby will be able to kill this Blade Master. ReMinD has to get out in time. Windwalk being used. Grubby uses his Blade Smoke. Critical Strike being used. Grubby's going to be able to take down. No, ReMinD forces the Town Warden in the final moment. Wow, great job by Grubby using that Mana Stone, knowing that he was going to be able to get 1 or 2 Windwalks off. Excellent by Grubby, but nevertheless, he did take some damage though in that attack. That's something we shouldn't forget, but he did force that also important Town Portal, which cost 350 gold.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I mean, losing that TP is pretty crucial early on. I mean, that's not very good for ReMinD. He's going to need that TP. Night Elf's very weak in this beginning stage. They have to build talons up to fight the Orc army, and we see ReMinD getting the Beastmaster second. I think he is going to go for a push on Grubby's main to do some harassment on the tech buildings.
Yep.
ReMinD is putting Ancient of Wind, so we will see talons with Cyclone from him. It's pretty standard strategy, I think, for this map, and it's probably the best for this type of matchup.
Oh, nice hide by the Shadow Archer right there. But what was also important, this Spirit Lord is most likely going to fall down though. But what was so important in this little exchange is that Grubby, wow, where's Grubby's second hero? He did not even start his Shadow Hunter yet. Wow, the Blade Master actually being surrounded right there, using a healing potion. This Beastmaster is under a lot of fire. This Beastmaster will most likely fall down, but he's transferring the healing potion. Grubby's Blade Master in a lot of trouble. Wow, Grubby buys a mana potion, but this is very, very expensive. Not good at all. Excellent harassment for ReMinD, but this is not good for Grubby.
Yeah, I mean, Grubby's wasting so much money on these items. Bought a heal pot and staffs out that Beastmaster at 20 HP. Very good job by him.
Oh, excellent harassment by ReMinD, and a little bit unfortunate for Grubby. Grubby really in a lot of trouble. This Demon Hunter will maybe fall down. Well, actually, yeah, it will fall down. The Blade Master being surrounded. Blade Master levels up to level 2, but this was more than worth it for ReMinD. Don't be wrong, but this was an excellent harassment. As soon as those Druid of the Tailends are going to be out and they are going to be a tier 3, I mean, the Grubby is not going to have Spirit Walkers for the next 2 or 3 minutes at least, and it's going to take so long before he actually has like a decent amount of energy for disenchant on his heroes. He did not even start his second hero yet, and he spent so much money keeping his Blade Master alive. He bought a healing potion, he used his burrows, he bought a mana potion. I mean, wow, this really hurts Orc a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that worked out for him that fight was killing that Demon Heart, but that really wasn't that crucial. I mean, ReMinD canceled the Lodge, which is like definitely way better than canceling that Bestiary. He's not going to have disenchant or anything like that to cancel out the Cyclones. His heroes and units are going to be stuck up in the air, and Grubby's going to really have no DPS for this early part of the game.
Nope. I'm curious to see what Grubby's Blade Master second hero is going to be. He played Shadow Hunter lately, but this is not a situation you play Shadow Hunter anymore. There we go. He goes for the Torrent Chieftain. That's a hero you can actually fall back on later on into the game. But nevertheless, it's going to be so hard for him to level up the Torrent Chieftain to level 3, which you actually really want to have when you want to be able to do a decent amount of damage on those Druid of the Tailends with a level 2 Shockwave.
Yeah, we did see Grubby. I mean, usually they do like one burrow and then tech and get out that second burrow pretty early on so they can get the Shadow Hunter right when the Beastmaster arrives. Grubby decided not to do that this game. Is that standard for this map or what?
Sorry, I didn't really totally hear the question. I was focused actually on this screen. We can see the Blade Master going for the Druid of Talent kill. He did manage to get that with that one end snare, so that's a nice job by Grubby. 2.9 Blade Master. That level 3 Blade Master is going to make his life a little bit easier, be able to creep the Star Chieftain up because he's going to have excellent map control. But look at this. Druid of the Talent Master upgrade is so far already, while Grubby doesn't even have one Spirit Walker out on the field. As soon as you can see Grubby killing off the 12, he levels him up to level 3, so that's nice. He does have Fairy Fire though, but Orb of Venom is out on the Demon Hunter already, and I think as soon as ReMinD has 4 or 5 Druid of the Tailends and he can pick up that third hero, which Normally he's going to be the Tinker, but in a situation like this, I could actually imagine him going for a Fire Lord because he knows that Grubby is not going to be able to fight him off without disenchant, and a Fire Lord would be an excellent hero in this situation. And I really like Grubby's going to need more than great micro to be able to stay alive. He's going to need like something from up above.
Yeah, ReMinD's taking very fast. That master training is done. I think he's ready to push into the base. He's playing very aggressive. I'm really impressed with ReMinD's play here. This is quite good for him.
This is nice by Grubby though. Grubby's really going for a risky creep one, but he knows that he's going to need something like that. Oh, this is going to be really risky. The Blade Master doesn't have any mana anymore. One more Cyclone. The Blade Master is most likely going to be surrounded. Very bad for Grubby. Grubby trying to dodge the surround with his own unit. You can see the Speed Scroll going in, so he uses Speed Scroll. One more Cyclone going off, but Grubby knows he can't go in there. The Torrent Chieftain being very low. If there's going to be one more Cyclone, he's going to be able to get the surround. He gets the surround. Wow, what a micro by ReMinD. Cyclone going off. Grubby focusing on one of the Druids and Tailors, so the Blade Master is going to be able to walk out for now though. Wow, great job by both players. Grubby using his Wind of the Wind icon, so the Cyclone actually being used on the Night Elf player right here. He does lose one grunt in the process, and he did take a lot of damage on his heroes, and he did also not manage to finish off his creepman. Oh, that's really tough for Grubby as well. The only Spirit Walker he has gets Cyclone as well. So the surround going off once more. Still looking very good for ReMinD, but still that was nice by Grubby to actually keep his Blade Master alive, because if that Blade Master would have fallen down, it would have been game over straight away.
Yeah, definitely it would be game over. It shows how like not having Spirit Walkers early on hurts you so much. I mean, he can't dispel anything. He just has to sit there. And Grubby was playing pretty risky there, leaving his Blade Master out in the open to be Cyclone. And with no Spirit Walkers, you really can't do that.
No, and it was excellent dust of appearance, ninja dust of appearance as we used to call it. But ReMinD, he is just going for the Tinker as third hero though. There are not too many grunts out for Grubby, and the only thing that really takes down that factory of the Tinker is really fast are grunts or perhaps the Blade Master. But you want to use the Blade Master to focus on heroes. There we go. You can see Grubby knows that this push is going to come in. The first factory is going to drop down. ReMinD is going to focus his Voodoo Lounge, and once more Grubby is going to need something really special to stay alive in this fight.
Yeah, Grubby's going to need to do some very nice micro. He is casting Shockwave. It's only a level 1 Shockwave though, so it's not very strong at all. Not really hurting those Druid of the Talons here.
He does have 46 supply, ReMinD has 45 supply, but once more, he doesn't have any disenchant at all. Perhaps he's going to have one disenchant soon on one, but that's still tough. I mean, one more Shockwave goes up, but you can see how little damage that level 1 Shockwave does. If that Torrent Chieftain actually would be able to level up to level 3 magically, he would be able to do a better job, but it's going to be so hard for Grubby.
Yeah, it's going to be really intensive micro battle for Grubby. I mean, they're both at 49 food right now. The spell going off on the Blade Master. Blade Master has no mana. The Torrent Chieftain is very low on mana. I mean, buying a heal pot or mana pot right now for the Torrent Chieftain isn't going to be really too important right now. Cyclone going off on the Blade Master, going to try and get him out of the battle. It's very important to keep him out. He is the main damage output for the Orc army right here.
One more Spirit Walker going out, and this seems like this. Grubby knows that this is a chance to go. 47 supply for him, 50 for ReMinD, but not all of ReMind's units are here. But look at this, the Orc army just has so little damage output when that Blade Master keeps getting Cyclone. Cyclone. Grubby is actually going for a hero focus right now, but I don't think even that's gonna work. You can see the Blade Master. Oh, actually that was a nice critical strike, but his Torrent Chieftain is running really low. Grubby's Torrent Chieftain does manage to get out in the final moment. The Demon Hunter still has a potion of healing. Perhaps one more Shockwave can go off anytime soon. Grubby's losing a one Raider. The Blade Master just keeps getting surrounded, and the Beast Master of course still having that self-preservation as well. We can see all of Grubby's units running really low, and this is ReMind's game.
Yeah, so many weak units. Double surrounder here. Very nice by ReMinD. Getting the Raider and the Blade Master. Has no mana for Windwalk. It is going to go down right here, and this is going to be ReMind's game.
Wow, awesome double surround by ReMinD right there. Getting the Blade Master and the Blade Master. And Grubby calls GG for the first map. Wow, what a game already. Like, seriously, both players playing really good, but Grubby, ever since that first crap, it was just a little bit too risky. The idea was there, but that ReMinD actually went for his base straight away. He never managed to recover from that. He spent so much gold trying to keep that Blade Master alive, that healing potion, that mana potion, and also being forced to cancel that third burrow, and then using his peons in his other burrows to be able to fight off those two heroes. I mean, that timing by ReMinD was excellent. I mean, I like Grubby's idea, but it didn't turn out. If he would have been able to pick up perhaps like a greater healing potion, he would have been able to do a much better job fighting off that push.
Yeah, ReMinD played quite flawlessly there, only losing his Demon Hunter in that battle was the only mistake I saw. Played very well. Korea gets one step closer to that final gold medal that they desperately want.
Yeah, I don't think they've ever been this close. I believe in 2008 it was Moon winning the first map as well, and Grubby came back to 1-1 and actually managed to came back and win the whole thing, so it's still plenty of hope for Grubby left, but yeah, that was